What's going on, everybody? In this video we are going to read creepy Reddit stories or confessions or whatever it is. But welcome back to my series of me reading shit off of Reddit, and let's see what interesting things we find on here. Today's topic is going to be reading interesting or scary or freaky things off of Reddit. So let's go. My husband has been very upset with me ever since my failed suicide attempt. He's crying non-stop and he won't acknowledge me. To me, it seems like he wants you dead. But like, I'm kind of not understanding. Maybe I'm just too slow, but if I understood this correctly, he just wants you dead. I told my psychiatrist, Natalie, that I no longer feel obsessed about anybody. Natalie understood because Natalie is very clever, and Natalie knows that I feel the urge to kill only when I'm fixated about someone. So Natalie signed my discharge form. Natalie is very clever. Imagine Natalie is a serial killer, but like she doesn't directly kill people, but like she uses like her sick patients or like, you know, crazy patients to kill the people that she wants, but then she has to program it in a different way. Oh my goodness, maybe there is a movie like that out there, but what if there's no movie like that? What if I just made that all in my head? Or what if there is a movie like that? But imagine being such a serial killer. That would be so freaking cool. Like, you know, like the innocent... Okay, I'm going way off topic, but like you guys understand me. So it turns out you can feel everything that happens to your body after death. I suppose I should be flattered. My husband still finds me attractive after all of these years. Okay, first let's talk about... Imagine... Okay, I have always wondered ever since I was a kid what happens to our bodies after we die. Science knows everything. Science, like every single year we know something about the universe, the moon, the sea. Like we figure everything out, you know, like we've become so smart that like scientists, they're discovering everything. But one question that has not yet been answered is what happens to us when we die. Like according to different religions, it's like, oh, we relive, or we're like we come back to life, or we're gonna be asleep till, you know, God rises from the ground again, or that we just, you know, get a new soul, we go to a new body, or we get trapped in the other side. There's so many different stories. So I really want to know what happens after death, but I will only know that once I die. So like I think I'm better off not knowing what happens after death for now. But like, imagine, oh my goodness, imagine if actually we were underneath, like in a coffin, and like there are maggots like eating you, or your dog just eating you, or if you get burned, like in Indian culture, like you burn the body. What if you feel the fire? Like, you know, the most painful death, like the most painful thing in this entire world is first getting burnt alive, and number two is giving birth. Imagine getting burnt alive and you feel that, or like, I don't know what's worse, getting burnt alive and then finally dying, or being 6 feet under and then getting eaten by maggots and all of these little insects underground, but for a long time. Which one would you guys prefer? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I would be really happy if, like, you know, God just sent me to heaven and like gave me another life and like forgave me for all my sins. But like this creeps me out. Now getting to the second part, I suppose I should be flattered my husband still finds me attractive after all these years. That is just weird as hell. Like when my grandfather died, like I couldn't even like touch him because he was so cold, and it felt like I was touching a stone, you know, because they injected a lot of things into his body so that he would, like, you know, just stay still, and like, not that he was getting up and moving around, but like, you know, like so that like his body won't decay. Like I didn't even want to touch him. Like I would go near him. Like I love my grandfather, but like I'm kind of cold-hearted when it comes to these things. Like I understand people die anyways, but like, you know, it was so weird. Like he was so freaking like a rock. So I was like, you know, I'm not gonna touch it. Like I can't imagine doing this to someone's dead body. Or wait, what if like she was never like injected with anything and her body is just decaying? But how can you do something like that to a decaying body? Like it doesn't make sense. It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother. She still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again, she will take my hearing too. Okay, so the mother clearly took away her seeing, like her eyes. Okay, I don't know if you guys have heard of this person over here. Like there's a whole movie dedicated to this person, like her life, what happened in her life. But like I can't imagine a parent doing that to their kid. Like what? Like even with my pets, like I accidentally locked my pet in my balcony for like a few hours and I felt so bad. I gave her extra food because I felt so bad. I can't even imagine hurting a bee. Okay, the max I would do is like I would be like this and that's it. I would not even hurt a bee or a cockroach. But like I would get other people like to get rid of the cockroach, but like I would never kill him myself. I don't know how people, like especially when you're a parent, there are so many stories around the world how parents have hurt their kids, how they've murdered their kids. Did the war start? Oh no, it's fireworks. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, let's just move on to the next. I promised my wife that when I returned from the war, we'd sit down and rewatch the movie from our first date. But now she's dying in the hospital all because she wanted to make popcorn. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you guys didn't understand this is basically PTSD post-war. Okay, there were so many freaking soldiers who returned from home but they had PTSD. Like they couldn't like watch fireworks because it would remind them of like the shooting and like everything that happened at war. And so many of them were afraid of other people. They were afraid of white people. They were afraid of so many things that it's a very traumatic thing to go through. And basically this wife, she wanted to make popcorn and like, you know, popcorn sound like it goes like tick, 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 very similar to gunshot sounds. And then he killed his wife. Like almost killed her. One of the worst things ever. Like I can't imagine going to war and then coming back and then having to live the rest of your life knowing that a lot of your friends and families died and like having to live through that, you know. Like I have a couple of friends now and I have my family. If we went to war right now, I don't think I would ever be normal, like coming back home and like you feel me? In his last days, Grandpa would weep and rave about the fires of hell. And I wondered how such a good man could fear such a thing. After the funeral, I found the photographs and learned for the first time that his days in Buchenwald had not been spent as a prisoner. Okay, if you guys don't know, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Buchenwald is actually a prison camp when the World War II was going on. Basically Holocaust, if you guys know anything about the Holocaust, is where he was a German Nazi basically. So he was hurting people, you know, killing them. It was basically crazy. If you guys don't know about like Holocaust time, you guys need to do your research. One of the most hectic, sad, terrifying things that happened in history during the World War II. And this is one of the topics that I always research about because it's just so freaking heartbreaking and like, damn. I didn't understand his sexual attraction to me. I tried to tell his wife, but it's not like she could understand my barking. Oh my goodness, that is so freaking disgusting. Like, why would anyone do anything to a dog? Like, I don't understand people who have fetish for animals. You know, like I understand having like animal-like instincts, but like how could you possibly have sexual desires towards an animal that is so cute and is helpless? I look at my dogs, my cats, and I'm like, oh, like you're so cute. I don't know how men can be so freaking disgusting. Like there's so many freaking prostitutes that you could go to, there's so many escorts you could get, and then you're here trying to fuck a person who's barking. That is just purely disgusting. I am just gonna leave it at this. Honestly, I am loving these Reddit stories. I could spend my hours just reading things off of Reddit because it is so freaking interesting. If you guys haven't, like, you know, this is not a promotional video or something. I'm not doing an ad for them. But if you guys have not gotten like into Reddit yet, y'all need to, because there's so many freaking interesting long stories on Reddit that is just so freaking mind-blowing. It's crazy, it's creepy, but it's interesting. It'll have you hooked for like hours. Last time I was on Reddit, I was on there for like 4 hours. I didn't move from my bed. The moment I realized that, oh my goodness, I've been sitting for 4 hours is when I had to go and pee. So yeah, anyways, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.